Hello my dear Pisces, this is your love and spirituality reading for the time between April 1st and April 15, 2018 with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. I have put the astrological information for the month of April in a video of its own that you can check out in my playlist Q&A. You can also find it at my webpage www.queenofcupstarot.se, where you can also find and buy all the decks I'm using in this video. There's also a subscription service up on my webpage that you can take part of if you want to learn more about spiritual growth, yoga and tarot. Okay, so I use the Modern Spellcasters Tarot by Melanie Marquez and illustrated by Scott Murphy, and I will start shuffling your cards. So when I open the deck here, I see the Knight of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles. So fire and earth. It's what's making a desert. The sun and some soil. Okay, no water. That's you. That's supposed to bring the water, Pisces. So Knight of Wands is kind of very adventurous, and the Knight of Pentacles isn't particularly adventurous at all. That he's holding his shield here is very typical. He's a little bit of a shy person, while the Knight of Wands is no stopping him. So it might be that you are dealing with some kind of duality where one is very creative and the other one might be as creative but doesn't want to move outside their comfort zone. Okay, so I call the line with love and light. And here we have an Ace of Cups together with this Knight of Pentacles. So it might be that you're in love with a Taurus, Virgo, or a Capricorn person, and that you're very passionate, as in the Knight of Wands, about this person. Some kind of value to here. We can see the acorns here. It's kind of the the currency in the land of squirrels. Okay, so I call the 6 elements earth, wind, yes, wind, King of Swords. King of Swords together with Knight of Pentacles is even more cautious, because the King of Swords is thinking like 1,000 times before he acts. He's like silently brooding over the different possibilities, and the Knight of Pentacles isn't that much of an action guy at all. It might be a girl as well. This is a farmer. It's a person that putting the seed to the ground, and so it's some kind of action, but it's like accordingly with the schedule, or very well organized, things like this. Okay, so wind, earth, wind, fire, water, spirit and ether. Queen of Cups, so that's that probably you. Can be a Cancer or Scorpio person, or another Pisces as well. So here we have the water. That's these two cards together is very fertile. The King of Swords had a lot of ice in his surrounding. Here we have free falling water, so not being so ice cool, not being so scared, but actually throwing yourself off a cliff and diving deep. So and together with the Knight of Pentacles is very fertile. It's like water and soil. It's good for growing stuff. Okay, so I want all these things to join us here today and to give us a clear view reading for my dear Pisces viewers. So I want my dear Pisces to have love in their lives and to find themselves in loving relationships. I also want you to have creative success and to be able to walk on your highest path towards your highest destiny. Okay. So it's done, my dear Pisces. Okay. So I will tune in for a few seconds here. So today when I'm doing this reading, it's the 18th of March. So we are slowly going out from the Pisces age, having the sun in Pisces, going to move into Aries soon. So happy birthday in retrospection. Okay, Okay, so here is your future, Pisces. This is your now, and this is the past. So in the past is probably March. Can go even further back. We have the Wheel of Fortune. So the Wheel of Fortune is kind of when things, destiny gets out of your hands. It's when something is destined to happen, or the divine is putting something into motion by synchronicity, and a lot of things will happen synchronistically for you in your life. Maybe meeting a certain person that you're supposed to meet, or forces gathering around you to make you being able to create a new project. It can be a lot of things, but it can also be karma. What you sow is what you're later also going to reap. We have had this farmer theme this yes, being a farmer, plowing the land and putting in the seed and bringing the water, and maybe there's going to be a harvest also from all of this work, well organized work. And here comes some surprises. I guess the Knight of Pentacles won't be that happy about this, but this is things that we can't control, things that's outside of our control. And we just need to roll with it, kind of put ourselves in the center. Sometimes it can be you yourself that have put the dice into roll, and you need to see what it will come back with, what your action will have, what kind of counter reaction the actions will have. Here we have a little Page of Cups. Page of Cups is your heart plugged into your subconscious, so having a beautiful connection with the divine, and feeling what's the right thing to do through your heart. So beautiful. And this is in the future. So in the future we have a King of Cups. So this is when you're being able to rule with your superpower water. Okay, when you have learned to get to know your own superpower, that is water. So when we're not afraid of our emotions anymore, we can actually take the message that comes from them. Okay. Oh, and so this is the first card for your past, and we have the Seven of Wands here. So it seems like you are you're standing tall, Pisces. You have come to some kind of conclusion. You have done something that was rather heroic, and you got much better self-esteem from it. So now you know what you're made of. You know what you can do, and what you can, what kind of challenges you can prevail, and still being in one piece. So it has been good for your self-esteem. This what's going on here. Okay. Next card is the Page of Swords. So Page of Swords is it's your angel radio. It's how you connect, you plug yourself into the divine through your thoughts. Sometimes we can have the same thoughts over and over and over again, and it can be very tormenting and do a number on our feelings, because these thoughts might be not what so uplifting. But if we put attention to these thoughts as we do to our feelings, we will get to know what they are trying to say. The Page of Swords, if you can, for example, to put attention to it, can be writing it down. So you're thinking the same thing over and over again. It usually wants to tell you something, and when you don't hear the message, you are just going to be tormented about it. Maybe feel very judgmental, or maybe feel very you can be judgmental if you're thinking the same thing, like you're thinking that you're going to be betrayed, you're going to be betrayed, you're going to be betrayed. So it's going to make you scared and maybe very judgmental about people around you. If you instead just heed the message, like, okay, you're going to be betrayed, and you write it down, I feel like I'm going to be betrayed. Okay, so in what area could you possibly be betrayed? Meditate on this statement that you just made, and you will get to know your own thoughts about things. You will see your own perspective about things. Maybe it's a warning that's telling you that that your best friend has been up to no good recently. It might also be a warning that you are starting to become very fearful about things. So it can be different. It doesn't have to be the truth. It's just it's not the truth, but it is it's the like, you know yourself. You get to know yourself, what you are thinking about, what's going on in your head. Okay, so I feel a little bit distracted because I see like a shadow in my corner of my eye all the time. I have heard that this is an early sign of schizophrenia, but I hope not. I'm thinking it's one of my I had one comment on the Aries video about orbs. I actually doesn't have spirits here, not on a daily basis anyway. It's the sun cats from my dream catchers. okay, so I think it's something similar going on now, but from another room. So here we have an Ace of Cups. So Ace of Cups is kind of the connection that you plug in with your little Page of Cups. This is in the antenna, and this is the cord into the divine, okay, your subconscious. As Odin did, he put one eye, like a part of his own attention, into the wisdom well. So not only do you have attention to your thoughts, also to your wisdom well. So this is a beautiful connection, like so, with your thoughts and your emotions. So your thoughts usually do a number on your emotions, making you over emotional or scared or something else. So when we have been scared by our thoughts, we need to stay with the emotion, give them the attention, so you can kind of calm the waters again. Because when you think something that's scaring you or agitating you, your waters will be like wavy. So then you need to stay with, first give attention to the thoughts, write it down, process it a little bit. It doesn't have to be that complicated. And then feel your feelings, so you can put balance back into your body. So whatever you have done has probably ripped up some waves when you have done this heroic thing, because it took some courage from you, and probably you did something that was a little bit out of character for you. But you feel here like a young hero on a quest. So I'm thinking something has been born inside of you because of this action, whatever it is, what you were doing. Here we have the Nine of Wands, and this can happen if we are not putting attention to what our thoughts are saying and what kind of action what kind of reaction we get from our emotions. We might get really fearful. So if we don't listen to ourselves, we don't get the message, we don't know from where the attack is going to come or what the message is talking about. So we are getting very anxious. So that is why you need to stay with your thoughts and stay with your feelings and see what they want to say. You don't have to brood your mind with this. Just stay with it and see what comes, what lies like just underneath the surface. Nine of Wands is when we have been, we fear that we will get hurt, maybe in the same way that we have gotten hurt before. So we can be very, it can be difficult to handle for other people because we don't trust them. We always think that they are up to no good. We don't believe a word they say, and yes, and we can be also withdrawing into ourselves and being a little bit hard to get because we are so scared what will happen if someone actually make contact with us, or stirring up even more emotions. Nines are always connected to the Hermit. So again, the Hermit is about going inside, having attention on your inside, finding out who you are, getting to know yourself. So here you get to know what you're fearful of. And Nine of Wands is when you draw a line in the sand and you going to protect that line. So it can be that you have decided upon something, that this is how it is, or maybe you are scared of something, so you're not going to let this in. So it can be different things, but it's just a little bit of a glitch in the new program. So you can handle this by becoming a little bit more realistic. For example, don't worry about things that's maybe going to happen in the future. Either they happen or they won't. If you worry, you waste a lot of beautiful time on brooding on things that might not ever happen. Also, being very suspicious is kind of unnecessary. If someone is doing some stupid thing towards you, you can always handle that when it comes. You don't have to be so pre-warned, because you are equipped enough to handle whatever comes along. Specifically, if you can handle your emotion, if you don't get hysterical about things, life will become much more easier even when you're challenged. And here we have a 4 of Wands, so it seems like anyhow you will build your new foundation, some beautiful new foundation with this new thing that you have done, with also being able to listen to the thoughts and the feelings, but also with being able to draw boundaries. And if you can calm yourself down so you're not that agitated, this will build a beautiful platform kind of self-love inside of you, where you side with yourself, you align with yourself, you trust yourself. When you trust yourself, you start to trust other people better, so you can show more openness and vulnerability. So you might oscillate between being very scared of other people and wanting to commit with other people, or wanting to have them closer. So you might have like a little bit of a dance going on here. On one hand, you might be a little bit overprotective. On the other hand, you want to reach out and have some fun happening in your life, some adventure, inviting over a friend, or getting a new lover, or getting married, whatever it is you want to do. You want to like connect also with other people, not only with the divine, not only with yourself. You want to have some exchange, but it's hard sometimes when we put ourselves in that position to have any kind of exchange. But it's a heroic card, 9 of Wands. It's usually a person that has been to hell and back, and therefore become a little bit like, have a little bit of post-traumatic stress. So it's no wonder. But if you have post-traumatic stress disorder or panic attacks or things like this, just stay with it, be with it. If you need someone to hold your hand through it, it's fine, but you need to fix it yourself. No one else can fix it for you. So if you're being very upset about things and scared to death, jumping in under the kitchen table whenever a plane is going above your house, go underneath the kitchen table, it's fine, but stay with your emotions when you're doing it. You can do this practice also for not so severe things. If you like me, I didn't really like gassing up my car, filling my car with gas. It wasn't my favorite thing, and so I just went and did it and stayed with my feelings all the time. And eventually now I can go and gas the car whenever. I don't mind anymore. It's not a big task, but small things can be like this. If we are not putting attention to it, we just avoid it. We don't want to go there. I'm not going there. Someone else can gas my car. That can be a problem. It's crippling you. It's making your the room which you can maneuver very small. So and you need room to maneuver. Here comes the Chariot. I was thinking about the song, but it's a song that has come a lot for different, but I'm guessing my spirit has some favorites. It's a Eurythmics again. Here comes the rain again. But it doesn't seem like rain so much. We have 7 of Wands, and that's Sagittarius. You also have, no, it's Leo actually, and this is Sagittarius. This is also Sagittarius, and this is Leo. Wow. Okay, so you're on your way. 7-7. Sevens are usually challenges, but you seem to be up to the task. It's just that you might be a little bit overreactive. So rain again might mean that it comes bad weather again, but that you are ready for it. It's like you're a hero of your own story now. You know how to deal with these things because you have been through them so many times, so that you have caused some trauma to yourself. And now you probably want this trauma to heal. So a good way can be doing the same thing over and over and over again until it's not scary anymore. This is how life works. I don't know exactly why, but it seems like even small children do this. If they have been through something difficult, they are playing it again and again and again. And it's very healing for them to do this, playing car accident again and again, and seeing, like, going through this awful accident that happened, and eventually they will have not control over it, but they will be kind of friends with it or used with it, so it won't be that emotional trigger anymore, and then they have actually healed from the traumatic event. Here we see you riding in great haste here towards the tower. So you are kind of Thor roaming over the night sky with his thunder wagon, but it's not goats, it's one horse instead. But the flashes is coming here, so I'm thinking rainstorm, since the sun came through also. So you probably need to check out the lyrics. I will put the lyrics in the description box. Hopefully I will remember. In other case, write it in the comment section. Don't forget the song and tell me what I said so I will remember. Because sometimes it's like dementia. When I have done this reading, I don't remember them. So it seems like you are on a thunder roll here. So what is going on? It's like you are almost like a celestial force, like thunderstorms. Usually this is the divine causing this, but it seems like you're helping here. I don't know exactly what you're doing, but it seems like you're crashing some kind of tower. It might be... Did you hear that? It was big chunks of snow falling off my roof, and it came exactly when we had this. So, okay, I'll try to what did I said that I didn't know? Okay. It's something with your building, probably. You have this protective thing about you, and now with the tower here, you're probably supposed to take yourself out of the tower. The divine can help you, but usually it's very uncomfortable with the divine helping you. They will send someone that's triggering you wounds, so you have to go through it again and again. Maybe now you have more responsibility, or you have a chance of taking responsibility to this and crashing the tower yourself. And we have Page of Swords here. So this is when a person is standing up for something they believe in. So I'm thinking it's going to come from you. It's something that you believe in, and it's like you want to change yourself. Not to change yourself from who you really are. It's like you want to change some kind of domesticated or fearful part of you. You want to erase some of your protection, or you might want to erase the protection with someone else. I'm not sure that we are supposed to erase the protection with someone else. They need to have the boundaries they have, even if it makes them totally impossible for you. They need to figure it out themselves. You can't really... Yes, okay, you can. If you're a psychotherapist, you can use like different methods to teach people to not be afraid of spiders anymore by coming closer and closer to the spider and eventually petting the spider. But they need to ask you for help. You can't force it down their throat, because it seems like you are in a certain momentum here. Maybe you want to shovel something down, some kind of knowledge down someone's throat. You want them to see what you have seen, and it might not be possible because everyone has their own road to travel. You can suggest, but you can't really... Yes, okay, you can, but okay, you need to figure out this yourself, if you are supposed to shovel something down someone's throat or not. Follow your divine insights in this, okay? We have the High Priestess here. So I'm thinking also that this is something internal going on with you, that you want to... It's like you are very eager to grow spiritually. You want to do it fast. You want to rip down your tower. You want to get to the knowledge, and the knowledge will come through... the grapevine here, through the divine, through your emotions. You will get, like, it will come like an insight, maybe the flash of insight here to you. So I've said this before, but pain and fear is the doorway to new knowledge. And it's not really new knowledge. It's something you have experienced that gave you a certain knowledge. It's just that you didn't open the package with the knowledge. You didn't open the book and read it because you were so fearful of it. You didn't want to take the teaching out from the situation. You want to forget about the situation overall. But here you are kind of asked to open the book of damage and see what's inside of there, because it's some kind of knowledge that will make you like step up to the next level of your existence. You can look back to when you were kind of 16 and compare that with who you are now. Maybe you have done some development since then, and if you were 16 again, it would be a nightmare because you wouldn't know the things you know today. So this knowledge that you have is very valuable, and you want to get to it. So it seems like you're very brave. You're taking the challenges head on, and if you have panic attacks or post-traumatic stress or some kind of fear from the past, I guess that you are going there with paper and pen and writing up everything you see to kind of investigate this fear you have inside of you. Okay, so it seems like you want to welcome back all the parts of you, also the damaged part, and that can be the tower falling, because what's left is going to be your beautiful shiny inside. It's going to shine bright like the sun. Shine bright like a diamond. So that's another song for you. Okay, so it has been cold, that has been under great pressure, and when it comes to the surface it will be diamonds. And here you have the Six of Cups. That's the past life and childhood card. So it seems like you have been through some kind of trauma in a past life or childhood or in the past, and now you get like another chance to get the knowledge from this. It's like having another chance to make it in the way that it was supposed to be. Not without the challenge. Challenge is always going to come. We live in this kind of environment. And 10 you have here. Here's the 1. 10, 1 plus 0 is 1, the Magician, so they are tied together. When we do an action, there's always a counter reaction. So we will get this knowledge why we are here. We are here to get this knowledge. And if you avoid the knowledge, you don't want to remember, you won't get you won't complete your mission. So here with the Six of Cups, you probably you get another chance to complete your mission, and you want to take it. And it might also be for some of you that you're fearful of a person, but you are in the same time nostalgic about this person. You're fearful about the situation, but in the same time you would like to go back there. You're fearful of taking on some kind of quest, and in the same time you want to take the quest. So it might be a little bit double there. Here we have the 10 of Wands, so be a little bit careful of not taking on too much. The wand suit is the hero's road to enlightenment. And here we have 4, 7, 9 and 10. So it seems like you are on this hero road, but with the 10, sometimes it's too much fire, it's too much emotions, it's too much impressions that you're getting from everything. So you won't see like the tree, the forest for all the trees, or the tree for the forest. It's like you're not going to see clearly because you are preoccupied. Maybe your mind is going like in like a race car, or maybe you are holding back something also. You can't heal the trauma by holding it back. You don't have to act upon your feelings, but you can see your feelings. So you don't have to, just because you feel crazy inside, you don't have to act crazy, but you can stay with the crazy. So here maybe you're staying with the crazy. You have it very close to your eyes anyway, so you can't really miss it, I guess. I'm getting this story a little bit with the log in someone's eye. So it might be that emotions will come a little bit in the way for what you really want to investigate or accomplish. And I'm not saying that emotions is ever in the way, but if you're focusing too much on just feeling the emotions and not really getting the information, And what I'm talking about here, you can wonder, but it's like this. You can go deeper into your emotion. You can feel your emotion in your body. You can see exactly where they are, if they have a certain place in your body, if they have a certain shape, maybe they have a momentum, maybe they're moving, maybe they have a texture, and it can be like smoke or steel or plastic or sponge or whatever kind of texture. It might even have a taste. So if you go more closely into this and write it all down, you can also, if you have made it to an entity, you have identified as an entity within you, don't give it, yeah, you can give it a little bit of personality, but it's a part of you. And now you can talk with it. If you have made it into a picture, you can also talk with it and ask questions. Sometimes we are so preoccupied of what we are feeling, and it makes us feeling like, oh, we have been through hell, and it was... it's like an honor badge on us, and we forget about taking still the knowledge out of the situation. We are just explaining to everyone how it was to flee from Beirut when the bombs were falling, and they will never hear the end of this story, but we are never getting like the knowledge out from this challenge that once came to us. We are just preoccupied with the story of it all. So for some of you it will be like that who would you be if you wouldn't have the trauma? So it's almost like you have identified yourself with the trauma. It's not like that. It's not your identification. It's just something that happened to you, so you would learn something. So it's more accurate maybe to not identify with the trauma, but identify with the person that you became because of the trauma, like the knowledge that you got. So now I am more than I were before. Before I didn't know about the horrifications of war, and now I know. So now when I have the knowledge, what will I do with it? So maybe it could be a good idea to go and tell people about the horrification of these bombs, telling about the troubles with war. That's a good thing to use it, but still don't identify with being the victim or being like this is all you are. It's not. It's just what you are experiencing right now. We can also get preoccupied with worldly titles, like I am this, I am that. I am working with this, and I belong to this culture group. It's not saying really anything about you, it's just saying something about your outside conditions, and they can always change. So don't get hopped up on some certain like story about yourself. Try to find you beyond that, because it's like you have a little bit of what Jesus said, with a log in your own eye, so you're not seeing everything exactly. It's no biggie, it's just that it will make you miss the target. Okay, and here we have the 5 of Pentacles. Yes, it can make you also I was so heroic, I was on this road, I did everything perfectly, and still this outcome. Well, the outcome came because you needed the lesson. Not because you were bad before, but because you wanted it yourself to expand your awareness. But now when you're identifying with who you became because of this challenge, maybe you lost your mobility, maybe you lost your eyesight or your hearing, and now you are a person that are crippled or are blind. So you're identifying with this, what happened to you again, and it's making you like less worthy. Yes, your body that you are borrowing for this incarnation can be damaged, but it's not saying anything about you. It's just talking about the battle scars from being on Earth. And the poor body of yours, it has come together for you to join you on this mission of yours. So, but it won't be forever. So don't identify with something that you have, and it's not making you better or worse. You are still you. Your outside coat is just it's a borrow from Leela, the game, the illusions of life. It's animated life. You are not your body. You have a body, and the body is your temple for your soul right now. but whatever is with this body, if it's you don't like its looks or its capacity or whatever, it doesn't say anything. It's the same thing with spiritual. Some people can have spiritual egos and thinking, oh, I'm so much more enlightened than the next person. But it's just your capacity with this body. All souls are beautifully enlightened when they are not on earth. But when we come to earth, we choose different bodies and different circumstances to learn some certain things. So sometimes we will choose to be very unaware, and sometimes we will choose a body that's have the capacity for greater evolution and be more aware. It's not making you better or worse than the next. Sometimes if we have been on a certain planet or in a certain state for a very long time, it's easier for us to come through as a soul in any kind of body, but it's not saying anything about our worth. It's just saying that we have a lot of experience, and we are all the same, like the energy come from the same source. So again, don't compare yourself to anyone else. Yes, okay. Great speech there. Sorry. So, okay, here we have Two of Swords. So Two of Swords is this situation when you have kind of two different things you can choose from, and nothing is really like, it doesn't bring you ecstasy. So I just heard about a British person. I don't know his name because I always skip the names when I'm listening to things. But he was working together with the king, and the king in this British Empire wanted him to swear. Okay, it was Henry VIII was the king. So that I remember. He wanted this person to swear alliance to him when he was marrying his second wife, and he refused to. And he said, before he was executed, he said that he talked about just this situation, what you are in right now, that if he would have swear alliance to the king, he would feel like he has betrayed his own soul and God. And if he betrayed his own soul, if he didn't betray his own soul, he went with whatever his soul said, he would betray his body instead, because his body would be killed. So I'm not saying that you will be killed, but I'm saying that you have a certain like similar dilemma, that it's like there's no good choices. And these not good choices is always putting you in a certain spot where you need to prove yourself for who you really are. And that will make you know yourself as a soul. It doesn't really matter if the body survives or not. It's just an illusion. It's just a game. So it's something here. You are very heroic, but it makes you feel like you're not really, like, maybe other people, you might feel like other people doesn't love you that much because of it. But in the same time, you can't taint your own soul, and the Ten of Wands might be your attempt to do so, your attempt to hold back what it is that your soul knows, maybe keeping your mouth shut for the sake of peace, like what the Two of Swords are suggesting. And we can often be in this kind of situation. Maybe we see that in our workplace there's some injustice, or in societies there's some injustice, or maybe someone in our family is asking something of us that's not accordingly with what we feel or think or know, and we need to make a moral choice. So it seems like you are in this kind of dilemma. Here you have a Queen of Pentacles, so it's talking about your body that has this beautiful spiritual connection with the divine. This is how we kind of plug in through our internet connection. We need to go through our body, because this is how it is on earth. We can go through our mind as well, but it will be very disconnected. It will be like the teaching of a high spiritual person, but no one can follow their suggestions because it's too far off. Okay, here it's spiritual knowledge straight through your the wine, it's the grape, it's a beautiful symbol of fruition, and we can often see it together with the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles, this abundance, fertility, grapes. So I'm thinking you have a treasure here, some kind of treasure that's yours, and it's very unique and it's very abundant. Might be an outside person also that you see like a treasure, earth sign, maybe Virgo, Taurus or Capricorn. But it seems like you are heroic, and you're ready to sacrifice things. And midst in this storm, there's this calmness here. It's like you have a home inside of you. And that home you can rest in whatever happens. Also, if you have a fit of a panic attack, you can still like, okay, I have a panic attack. Your eye can see the panic attack, but you don't have to be the panic attack. So it's like there's a stillness always inside of you, which you can anchor to and through. Next card here is the Seven of Cups. So Seven of Cups is yet another challenge, and it's an emotional challenge. It's easy to do something that feels good, but it's not that easy to do something that feels bad. And we have Nine of Wands, Six of Cups, Seven of Cups. One notion I'm getting here is betrayal. Again, that you're very scared of betrayal, and you might need to have to encounter betrayal to not be scared of betrayal anymore. Like be betrayed 10,000 times, and then you will be like, you don't care anymore. It's not a big deal. You will still be able to find your beautiful inner space even in the midst of betrayal. But there's other things too. Seven of Cups is the primordial swamp, where you try to get out of there. You do a lot of different things, jump through hoops, try do new different things, problem solving, and then you're back here again, the same old so in this same old lies the treasure. In the midst of despair, in the midst of this panic attack or a great scream, you will find your inner truth. And it will come through you, and it will be a blessing. It will take you out of your misery and see that the misery just was your friend all along. It wanted to tell you something. It was just that you didn't listen. We can see this, both of these cards, that you might be very confused. You don't know, like black from forth and black from white and right from wrong. Because you will find it in the midst of despair, and you don't want to go there. You want to be the hero that have all of your crap together, and not you don't want to lose a single stick here. So let yourself break down a little bit, and you will find what you have been looking for. Okay, next card is the Two of Wands. So Two of Wands is it's self-control. It comes through the Ace of Cups, Six of Cups. So I'm thinking you are going to use self-control to avoid some difficulties, but I'm thinking that it might actually be something that you are used to do. It's a survival mechanism in this case. What you really would need to do is to become very friendly with your emotions. Instead of trying to stop them at bay, get friendly with the waves of it all. The Two of Wands, it's like you have two here also. You're trying to make a choice, and you want to make the best choice, but I'm thinking you are missing a little bit of your own intuition because you are so scared of your emotions. So you need to get friends with them first, and then you will be able to make a much more grounded decision, something that's not just here is all the hero's road again. You want to be a hero, and maybe you have certain names for this hero. The hero can't cry, the hero can't be angry, the hero can't do this, it can't do that. So it's a lot of rules that you have put up for your inner hero, and then it can't really be a hero because it's missing half of the information for this quest that needs to come through maybe anger or despair or fear or whatever doorway it is that's that are there for you, waiting for you with this knowledge. Okay, so blessed. Okay, well, that's good. All that glitters isn't gold also. Blessed, number 22. Okay. So, something wonderful that is unexpected, grace that is unforeseen gift from Spirit. There are moments in life when out of the blue it seems that everything has been orchestrated by divine intervention. That usually happens with a wheel of fortune. That can be miracles also sometimes. You feel blessed in ways that are difficult to express. It is as if the Red Sea parts in front of you and events come together to banish your troubles easily and naturally. You know deep down you did not deserve any of it. I think you deserve it. It's just that you might have this bad self-esteem here. And yet here you are. This is one of those times. Let awe and gratitude for all your blessings guide you now. You are moving towards a deepening of intimacy in a unique and sacred partnership. You know you are meant to make this connection. This union, blessed by the divine, will bring transformation and beauty to the world. This is also a sign that, even more important, you're being called to the deeper intimacy with yourself and spirit. With this new development, you will see evidence of grace in your life. Humility is called for now, as grace is a gift. You gain this by your own actions. To be who you need to be, you can no longer do what you did. In a way, you have hit rock bottom, and what is required now is nothing less than total surrender. Then you will be blessed. So that is what I'm seeing here, that you don't want to surrender, but if you do, that will be a blessing. So if you surrender to whatever you feel is so, no, I can't go there, I don't want to do that anymore, and you just surrender to it. It can also be sometimes we feel drawn to people or situations that are we feel that they are outdated. And it's fine, they can be both outdated and you can still be drawn to them. Let whatever be, be. Don't try to run away from something that's like a part of you. You can't just chop off the love to your mother, even if she was narcissistic or whatever. You can't chop away your partner or your ex-husband just because the marriage didn't hold. They are still a part of you. You once loved them so much that you married them. So people want to love and then forget the person, and this is not how it should be. I think this with loving your enemies, this with starting to being able to continue to love the people that have been rude to you, that you once loved, it's a good start. Then maybe you can also love your enemies further along the way. Maybe sometimes it's more easy to love the enemies than your ex, but so it's a greater challenge. So use it for something good. Okay. So for my dear Pisces, Wild Kuan Yin Oracle card. Wild Kuan Yin. Thank you. Play with me. Okay. So I'm thinking these two cards have something to do with each other. It's like you called in, but you're not really certain if you would do this. It's like you're called in to do something and you're kind of hesitating. Play with me. Because this is maybe the bird is asking if you would play with them, and you have tied yourself to two wands there. So you can't play, but it was by your choice. This is a more joyful way for you to be yourself in the world. To access that, you will need to let go of the struggles you have endured and your past suffering. You do not have to deny what you have been through, nor do you need to ignore your feelings, but you do need to be willing to put it behind you now. You will not lose anything through doing this except your pain. It has served a purpose. Now it's time for another way. It is time for play. Play, if experienced with presence and awareness, can be deeply healing to mind, body, and soul. It is a way to build energy and attract what we want into our lives too. Have you ever seen a person smile when doing something they love? They are absolutely beautiful, so attractive in their joy. That joyful energy is highly magnetic. It attracts to you whatever you need to help your experience even more joy in your life. Like attracts like. You have that joyful, relaxed, and attractive energy within you. It is time to tune into it again and allow it to heal you and transform your world. You will know when you are in an aware, present state of playfulness because you will feel a sense of well-being, relaxation, openness, and trust. You'll probably also feel spontaneous and cheeky in a good way. This will feel better than constantly striving and enduring life as though it was a marathon. There will be times when your ability to endure will be required to get you through a challenge, but living your life as though it was a constant challenge with no time out for play will drain your vitality and lightness of heart. This more joyful and open way of life is what you deserve. Will you allow yourself to relax and receive? Otherwise, it shall be a little like the Divine Mother standing at your front door, beckoning you on to come outside and enjoy a game, whilst you try to ignore her because you have too much work to do. There are many good things that she wants to bring into your world. Why not allow her to do so whilst having some more fun in your life in the same time? Okay, so time for play. Don't take things so seriously. What you have been through is past now, so enjoy your now. So my beautiful Pisces, High Priestess is of course also very connected with Pisces. It's number 2, so it's connected to February, but it's more Pisces than Aquarius. Okay, so I want you to take really good care, and I welcome you back to my mid-month April reading that I will be doing in the beginning of April. Okay, bye bye.